When Khaya Dlamini stood brave and took on a residential business giant, demanding justice for his two children, Aphelele and Aphile, what he didn't know is that his voice and resilience will not only touch the hearts of many South Africans who stood right behind him, but he also became a voice for a young woman whose voice was buried when she, like Khaya's twins, fell inside a lift at the HOMii apartment building 3 years ago. This is the tragic story of Andiswa Mantshongo. Welcome back to True Crime with me, Julia. On this channel, we tell true crime stories that have happened in South Africa. Today's story is part of the Dlamini twin story that we did yesterday. This story is super sensitive. Please, if you are very sensitive, don't watch this one. We will see you on the next one. Side note, we really have to take our heads off for what the Durban community is doing for Bab Dlamini and the Mantshongo family. The heartwarming footages that are coming out from Durban are exactly what South Africans are made of. So let us get into the story. Durban, a city of lights, laughter, and young dreams. But behind the glossy facade, one of the golden buildings at Pixley Kaseme Street holds a chilling tragedy that continues to haunt a mother, and its lift that has now swallowed 2 young lives. It was the evening of February 16, 2023. Andiswa, a bright young Bachelor of Arts student and a devoted mother to a 3-year-old daughter, had gone to visit her friends at the HOMii building in Durban city centre. At around 6 p.m., her mother, Nontuthuko Mantshongo, received a call from the police. They didn't say much, only that she needed to come to Durban immediately. In that moment, a mother's intuition kicked in. Something was wrong. By nightfall, her fears were confirmed. Andiswa had fallen to her death down a lift shaft from the 7th floor to the 2nd. No one from HOMii called, no statement, no explanation, just silence. Nontuthuko says there were no warning signs, no indicators that the lift wasn't working. Her daughter entered, expecting safety, but instead, she found her death.
So right, this is the waiting area if you're waiting for the lift. So the kids were playing here, around here, when they came out to the playground. And these are the 2 lifts. You can see the one that is working, the one on the right, and the one on the left. It's a faulty lift. It's the one that didn't have any safety hazards. There was no signs. As you can see, still there is no signs. They just put this construction tape, and it just happened after my kids fell in here. And surprisingly, when I came in the morning, this was all done. And it's now been secured. So if you look at this locker, this is for locking the lift. So it's been locked and you can't push it open now. But when I came to check where my kids fell into, when their friends showed me that our friends are falling here, when I pushed this, just like that, I nearly fell too, because I wanted to check where my son is, where my daughter is. I was so shocked that they fell from this height. So I had to run down. Now I was using these steps, running down to the ground floor to get to them from the basement, so I could rescue them. So what happened, I will show you here. This is how deep the shaft is. And their shoes are still down there. The blood is still down there. HOMii has tampered with the evidence. They don't want to give me the footage. They've shut that door down there. It will need police for me to open it so I can get my kids' belongings. And this is the camera that recorded the footage. The footage is available. The HOMii manager, Sbu, and a guy named Naidu, who works for Post Security, when I was in their offices, they refused with the footage. So I'm recording everything to show you of exactly what happened. Thank you.
The family was left broken, and her little girl, who is now 6 years old, continues to grow up without a mother. Years later, the pain resurfaced like a wound torn open once again. Nontuthuko joined the march outside HOMii building on Monday, standing shoulder to shoulder with another grieving mother, both victims of the same building, the same system, and the same unanswered questions. In July 2023, Nontuthuko did take a stand. With the help of her lawyer, Umhleli Mhlaba, she launched a 4.3 million civil lawsuit against HOMii and its partners, alleging gross negligence. According to a legal team, there were no proper safety notices and the lift should have been sealed off. HOMII's attorneys denied the claims, insisting that the warning signs were displayed and that Andiswa entered the premises at her own risk. The case includes 4 respondents, which are HOMii Lifestyle, Garlic's Buildings, and the Buildings Body Corporate. Right now, the case sits in the discovery stage as lawyers exchange documents and prepare for trial. For Nontuthuko Mantshongo, this isn't just about money. It's about accountability for her daughter, for her granddaughter, and for every student who calls these buildings home. She says, "It opened wounds I thought had healed, but I will see this case through to the end." So she was referring to the new incident of the Dlamini twins. As Durban continues to mourn another tragedy at the same address, one question remains: how many lives must be lost before someone takes responsibility?
Comrades have said it all. Intersizelelana compared to full justice. HOMii bonke mabango operate until sithole justice. Asibavaleni bonke HOMii until sithole justice. Esinyofa sonyofa. Esinyofa peome.
We will continue to keep watch on this case as it continues. But what are your thoughts on the story? Judging by the many years gap between these two incidents, why do you think the building management never fixed the lift? Now we have a lift of horror right in our shores. Shoo! Let me know your thoughts in the comments and stay safe. I will see you on the next one.